A legacy on the line. After fighting for fairness, is it the rich riding highest in the Obama economy? I'm Christine Romans, and this is Your Money. It was just 2 weeks ago when it seemed the president had won his latest battle.
The way business is done in Washington has to change.
But with an Obamacare fiasco bringing any momentum to a screeching halt, has he lost the war? A president whose signature legislation has turned into a national punchline.
So if your doctor's only giving you 3 weeks to live, you are screwed, okay?
Whose spy agencies are tapping allies' cell phones.
Well, I guess the real question is who's in charge. The president doesn't seem to know if he's spying on our allies.
The president says he didn't know about it. The only thing going the president's way these days, the economy. At least for those with the money to take part. The Dow and the S&P 500 hit all-time highs again this week. Corporate profits roaring back and a housing rebound. But you need cash and good credit to get in the game. So what happened to promises of an economy focused on fairness?
This country doesn't succeed when we only see the rich getting richer. We succeed when the middle class gets bigger.
Yes, jobs are returning, but good-paying jobs that once made the middle class strong are disappearing. Stagnant wages and low-paying jobs are the new normal. We're one America with two economies. Is there still hope of that changing in time to save the president's legacy? John King is CNN's chief national correspondent. Don Peebles is CEO of the Peebles Corporation and a member of President Obama's National Finance Committee. John, let me start with you. President Obama's poll numbers hitting new lows just over 3 years. 3 years from the end of his run. Can he reverse this?
Can he reverse it, Christine?
Absolutely.
Yes. Can you see a clear path for him to reverse it? No, for a number of reasons. Number one, you mentioned his personal approval rating, job performance rating is at the lowest point of his presidency. But also, people just are in a lousy mood about Washington. Some of it's the government shutdown. Some of it's the rollout of Obamacare. So the president would need partners to reverse it, to get things done. Paul Ryan, who he's negotiating with on the big budget deal, a disciple of Jack Kemp, he would like to work on some of these economic proposals, not unlike what the president wants to do. A lot of these Tea Party members come from districts that are actually struggling. They're behind in the recovery, if you will. So they have common interests. But, Christine, what they don't have is any common ground. They don't have conversations with each other. So it's very hard to see any major new economic initiatives in the short term. The president would have to have a big win in the 2014 midterms. And anyone who can see that happening is reading data that I don't see, because right now it looks like a break-even or a Republican year for coming the president's way.
When I talk about one America with two economies, here's exactly what I mean. I mean, the stock market surge, but only half of Americans are invested. I mean, good-paying middle-class jobs being replaced by jobs that have lower wages. Without blaming Republicans, what could this president be doing differently? You're a businessman. You know the economy. What could he be doing differently?
Well, I think what's missing here is a correlation between the contributions that the business community is making and can make versus pulling up the middle class and bringing more people into a pathway of the middle class. And so I think we could be more effective. I think the president could be much more effective in terms of bringing businesses into the discussion in terms of expanding the economy, because we need a prospering and expanding small business community and large corporations to go back to expanding as well.
John, we've seen a decline in consumer confidence. You talk about this pessimism taking hold. Even as the stock market surges, we've got this decline in confidence. The president didn't create the disconnect. But what has he really done to change it? This disconnect between markets and the rich getting richer and everyone else saying, wait, this is just not working for me.
Look, it's whatever your political views out there watching. It's not all the president's fault, but he is the CEO of the country right now. You know, he could say, I asked the Congress in my State of the Union address for more jobs programs. I asked the Congress in my State of the Union address for an infrastructure bank. Republicans in Washington won't give it to him. There are 30 Republican governors around the country. Christine, you know, and Don knows well, many of them would love to get money for roads and bridges. They would love money so they could go to the business community and say, we will help you build a new science and high-tech center. But it's not going to happen in Washington right now. And this is a self-fulfilling prophecy in that the president has no partners, not enough votes in Washington right now for his ideas. He won't accept the Republican ideas. And the country out there now doesn't believe that Washington, because people are in such a bad mood, could take one and even get to two.
Don Peebles, complaining about Obamacare aside, has American business done well under this president?
Some have. I think some businesses have grown and done very well because they've been well positioned to do that. And of course, as you pointed out earlier, that in order to take advantage of the housing market or the expanding stock market, you need money. And those businesses that had good reserves and good access to capital have prospered, and small businesses have prospered as well. But there are a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs who've been left behind because this economy has got a vice grip on credit.
All right, Don Peebles, John King, nice to see both of you.